This looks like a job for Superman.
Hey guys, Rez the Collector here, and this is Mattel vs. DC Episode 4. Now, for any of you that aren't familiar with my Mattel vs. DC episodes, what this is we take a look at the same character, same costume, produced by different companies. Always Mattel vs. DC. First episode was New 52 Supermans. Second episode was... I don't remember. Third episode was Batman Arkham Origins. Second episode was Superboy Prime. Yeah. So yeah, Superman New 52, Superboy Prime, Batman Arkham Origins, and now Darkseid. This is going to be a close one. I mean, come on, look at these two guys. I mean, they... Yeah, alright. DC won. That's pretty much the end of it. I don't think I can make this a video longer than like 2 minutes, because, I mean, basically, as you can see, little Darkseid, we'll call him, he's standing on my parts box for my customs, and that's the only way I could really even get him in shot, because otherwise, there we go. He's barely crotch level to the DC Collectibles version of Darkseid. Now, the only benefit you're going to get on little Darkseid here is that he's going to be $15 as compared to the $90 that big boy over here gets, or goes for, I should say. So that's going to be it. I mean, if you want a version of Darkseid and you cannot or will not shell out the massive amount of cash for this big mamma jamma of a figure, then by all means pick up the Mattel version. I mean, that's what I did. I picked up the Mattel version. I didn't think I was ever going to pick up the big one, but my wife and I had made a day of it, because we've been pretty much stuck in the house, because I live in the Midwest of the United States. And I make that distinction because I've got a lot of friends on here who are overseas, or at least a few friends that are overseas in the United Kingdom and Eastern Europe, things like that. So I live in the Midwestern United States, and the weather here has been biblically horrid. That's the way I'm going to go to describe it. We have had polar vortexes that have come down from northern Canada and have dropped temperatures here down to wind chill of like -50 for days, and then massive amounts of snow. Mostly, at least in my part of the Midwest, it might be different for, say, Rob, who's I think in Ohio, or anybody else, living in this belt. I mean, even not just the Midwest, but Eastern United States has gotten hit pretty bad this year too. We generally have a January thaw, where we get a couple of good days in like the 40s, even the 50s. All the snow disappears, and then it gets cold again. We'll get a little bit more snow in February, and even a little into March, and then it finally starts getting a little bit better. We get the rain in April shower, spring, whatever. But we didn't get that this year. We have just gotten more and more snow, to the point where, I don't even know, I mean, if you looked at my driveway, there was like 2.5 to 3 feet on either side. And then the backyard, where I've got these concrete benches, so there used to be a pool in my backyard, and the yard is kind of landscaped for it. It's got this like half moon of really nice brick that's raised up. Well, I turned that into a fire pit, and I've got some stone benches there. And these stone benches, I mean, they're like a bench you would sit on. They were gone. I mean, you could see the mounds where they were under there, but you couldn't see the benches at all. So yeah, we haven't done much. So we decided to take a little trip to DeKalb, Illinois. It's not that far from Chicago. because we were going out for lunch and we were going to do a little shopping, and they have a comic book store there called Graham Cracker Comics. And I will give them a good shout out, even though they screwed up my bill. I was supposed to get 15% off on everything I spent, and they didn't give it to me. They have promised that next time I'm there, they're going to go ahead and give it to me, because it was like $20, because I spent quite a bit when I was there. But when I got there, most of the really nice stuff that they had, like statue-wise and figure-wise, I already had. They had the Man vs. Machine statue, full size, for like $100. I paid like $90 for it, so there was that. They had a couple of Batman black and whites, but I'm not really... I mean, I have some Batman stuff, but I'm not a huge Batman collector. They did have the Kaiart's Batman and Robin, and I actually considered the Robin because that was an extremely cool figure. Had they had the Superman, I actually might have picked that up. Actually, I most likely would have picked that up. But having traveled all that way, because we had to go from where we live in a city called Freeport to Rockford, where I'm actually from, and then to DeKalb, it's like an hour and a half drive. They also had a place called Portillo's in the little city we went to, DeKalb. It's also where Northern Illinois University is. It's a nice little college town. They have pretty much everything that you could want in that town. And if you ever get a chance to hit the Midwest, to hit the Chicago area, find a Portillo's, because oh my god, so good, so good. So we hit that, then we hit the comic shop, and I kind of felt that since I'd traveled all that way, I needed to purchase something, and I'd eyed this Darkseid for a long time, but he was a lot to throw down. But you know what? I got some other cool things. I got the Bizarro chess piece, and I got the Superman. It's not the actual chess piece, but it's from the magazine, same. It's by Eagle Moss. Picked up Superman, really cool metallic keychain. Earlier they actually went to Ross Dress for Less because somebody on my Facebook feed had said that they had really cheap figures there. They actually had some Iron Man figures, and now most of you know I'm not a Marvel collector, but I had picked up the Heroic Age Marvel Iron Man at Walmart because he was on clearance, and of course he's a Build-A-Figure set. So I was like, well, I'm not going to get the rest of these figures. Whatever. I got this one because it was cheap. But then these were on sale at Ross Dress for Less for like $6.99. So I picked up 2 more of them, and then I had 3 pieces of the Build-A-Figure, and that's going to screw with my OCD. So I've got the rest of them on the way. I've already gotten 1 more of them. The other 2 I just purchased, and they should be on the way. So I'll be able to build Ironmonger, which I suppose is cool. I really got to work on my OCD, honestly. But yeah, I've rambled long enough. We hadn't gone out in a while. We went out. We had ourselves a nice day of it. I ended up purchasing Darkseid. That's where all of this went. I'm sorry, that was like 6 minutes of me rambling on about food and weather. So I apologize. If you stuck with me, you're awesome. Alright, so, like I said, the only thing that little Darkseid's going to have on Big Darkseid is the price point. Because even when it comes down to articulation, yeah, the Mattel is going to have better articulation, but this big old mamma jamma. Scoot this back a little bit so we can get a kind of a full-on look at him. Sorry about the shakiness, guys. He does, I mean, he's got some good articulation. He's got bicep, he's got elbow, he's got hand, he's got head articulation, no waist, does have legs, does have it does have knees, of course, thankfully, with this figure this size, and thankfully they didn't try to put ankle articulation. And his pauldrons go up and down, and he even came with a little instruction sheet. If those pop off, they can be popped right back on. So, I mean, for the size of this figure and how heavy, I mean, this dude is hefty. He's a big, fat dude. I mean, he's heavy. He's really heavy, I guess is what I'm trying to come across as. I mean, he's amazing. I mean, look at that face sculpt. Look at the teeth. Let me see if I can get closer again. There, guys. Look at that face. That is just awesome. I mean, the sculpt down there, the wrinkles, those huge squared off teeth. And I mean, you can see the face on Little Darkseid's cool too, but he's very disproportionate. He's got a big head that really is not fitting for the size of his body. But this guy, I mean, he is just awesome to behold. Sorry, we're going to get shaky again as I pop this back up. Like I said, his pauldrons do come up, giving him more of a classic Darkseid look. But I'm going to put those back down. He is heavy. I mean, that is just one big chunk of dude. I don't even know how to put it. Just to get a full 360 on him. Oh, he does also have rotation here at the shin. He's got shin rotation. Almost forgot about that one. Awesome figure. I mean, the detail that's going into this, the cracking that you see on his armor, it is awesome. And the stuff that you can do with him, yeah, fall over, dude, because you lost so bad. Just go be on the ground. I'm going to show you something. The way I have him displayed is very cool. At least I think it is. You might not think so. That's on you. I'm going to pause this real quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and get him. I'm not going to put him back in the display case, but I'm going to show you how I have him displayed in the case. So I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Alright, here's how I have him displayed in the case. As you can see, he's holding Lantern in his left hand, Soup's in the right. We've got the metallic flash from the Heroes and Villains 7-pack. Zooming down at the bottom, we've got Wonder Woman there trying to put him on a chokehold, and you can see Bats just there by Superman's elbow, holding onto the bicep, trying to do whatever, you know, Batman's going to do against a giant Darkseid. Not that Batman isn't effective, but you know, it's a giant Darkseid. So that's how I have him displayed in the case. It's very cool to see him down there, basically holding up the Justice League like they're toys. And the other thing I think when I see him is, man, I don't know that the League can take him this time. They might just, the League might just go down. But there you go. Pan down just a little bit so you can see a little bit more of that flash zoom in there. Very cool figure. Looks very cool on display. I've got him in my smaller display case with my my big group of mismatched heroes and villains at the bottom and my Batman stuff on top. So that's where he's being kept. He's back off in a corner fighting the League. So there you go, guys. Thanks for sticking with me while I rambled about the weather and Portillo's. Again, if you get a chance, go to Portillo's. Freaking amazing. Flat out, dude. Get it. Enjoy it. Thank me for it. Alright, guys. This is Rez the Collector. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you stuck with me. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the video, rate, comment. I love to hear from everybody. I have been very behind lately, so I do try to respond to everyone who comments. So give me some time, and if I don't comment, I'm blaming Google Plus because I try to, and it's Google's fault. Blame Google, not my fault. Alright guys, thanks. Have a great day. Sorry, one last piece. DC won, obviously. Mattel, dude fell over, didn't get up. He knows he deserved to be on the ground. DC, victory so far, 4-0, kicking Mattel's butt. Go DC.